Hello, everyone. We're glad to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. This is Market 101. So if you are here to join us for this next hour and learn how to do High Point Market better, then you are in the right place. And we're so glad you're here. We are 25 days away from Spring Market, official opening day being April 13th. You are going to be privy today to a lot of information. Get your pen and paper ready. We have a lot to share with you. We're going to be going over some logistics, some insights, some tips from attendees who have been here, just a really general overview of what you need to know to get you ready for spring market or for whatever market you're going to be attending. Of course, I want to start today by thanking my team members who are joining me. On camera today, we will have Jessica, our Director of Guest Experience, and then behind the scenes, we have Lindsay Martin helping us as well. So thank you to both of you for joining me. My name is Ashley Grigg. I'm the Vice President of Strategic Growth and Partnerships for the High Point Market Authority. And I also want to say thank you to Cheryl Furniture, our sponsor today. I highly encourage you to go visit them when you are here at Market. They're in our Hamilton Wren district. Shuttle stop, Red Line 18. You can visit them at 315 Fred Alexander. They have a beautiful multi-level showroom that you definitely need to go see. Before we get into the meat of today's program, just a few housekeeping items. This is going to be interactive. We are going to have a Q&A at the end. I would hold your questions until we get almost all the way through when we cue you again to drop in some questions, because a lot of probably what you want to know, we're going to cover in the slides. We've got a lot of slides to go through today and a lot of information. But if we don't answer your questions as we go through, then be sure to drop those into that Q&A box. Don't use the chat, put them in Q&A, and we're going to be answering those live as well as behind the scenes. And at the end, we'll cover any questions that haven't been referenced yet. Also, let's jump into some polls before we get into any additional slides. We have a few questions that Lindsay's going to pop up on the screen here just to understand who we have joining us here today. So let's get those polls up. All right, while you're taking those, I'll just overview them. Go ahead and answer your questions. We want to know if you've previously attended Market or not. We understand even if you're not a newbie, there's still a lot to learn about how to use Market just because of our unique setup. We also want to know what type of attendees we have here. So go ahead and put your company type in there and your location. From where are you headquartered? So we know from where you're joining us. And then also, how's your spring market planning going, if you finalized those or not? So we're going to give you a few seconds to finish answering those questions, and then we're going to pop those answers up on the screen here and see who we've got joining us. All right, let's see how we're looking here. All right, have we previously attended Market? So a lot of newbies, but then of course some folks are either getting a refresher course, or maybe you've come before and realized there might be some better ways I can do this, or I feel like I need some little information before I get to my next market. So I'm glad we've got a good mix here. A lot of interior designers, a lot of retailers. Thank you. Homestagers, that's awesome. We got a good mix of attendees here. That's good. Of course, all around the United States. Thank you for tuning in on that. And then hello to our international guests joining us here today. That's awesome. And then of course, have you finalized your spring market plans? Looks like we still got some folks who have some work to do. Kudos to the 15% that are all done. But even then, with trip planning, you still might learn a few things and be able to do it better or differently next time. So thank you for that poll. That does help as Jessica and I prepare the information that we're going to be sharing with you. Let's jump right into our next slide, and we're going to look at some fun facts. And the first one coming up here in just a second is we're going to talk about the amount of showroom space at High Point Market. Now, it is 13 city blocks, but go ahead and pop that answer up there, Lindsay, just to give you another way to visualize exactly how much showroom space, how much product you get to see when you come here to High Point. It's 201 football fields worth of product and inspiration and just all the things that you're wanting to see when you come here. New product, huge collections, it's all here. So 12 million square feet, that is distributed over about 180 buildings within a 13 city block district. So really a rather expansive market here. So bring your walking shoes. That's definitely one of the tips we'll hear from from some of the former attendees at the end of this program today. But another way to understand the size of market is this second bullet point here. When market is active, High Point has the second largest transportation system in the state. So we, in our area, we are not one of the largest cities. We've got, of course, have Charlotte and Raleigh are very large cities in our state, but our transportation system, with us running to the 3 major airports in the state, with us doing over 90 different hotel shuttles, with our downtown shuttles, our Red Line and Green Line, and our Go Anywheres. Jessica's going to go over all of this in detail in just a few minutes, but it is a rather robust system. And the good news for you, all of those services are free. So we highly encourage you to utilize our transportation system. It's all for you as attendees. Another fun fact for you, of course, we are always rolling out the red carpet. Things change here in High Point and within the buildings every 6 months. And so one of our largest building, IHFC, there's a lot of construction that's going on in all the buildings, but the construction in that building alone, which is our largest building, but still, that building alone is equal to 1,200 single family homes. So a lot of work's going to be done. You might come in here in April and say, I don't feel like there was a wall there last time I was in here. And you're probably right. They're always changing it up, always doing something new just to make sure that it feels fresh and welcoming and ready for you all as attendees. So also another fun fact, of course, there's a ton of product here. We have lots of introductions. I had to drive past several semis offloading new pieces today, but the City of High Point recycles over 500 tons of cardboard each market. Of course, we recognize with all those goods coming in here, we want to be very responsible with those packing materials. And so we work very closely with the City of High Point to make sure that we have a robust recycling program around that as well. So that's a great way to just new fun facts, some videos, I mean, some numbers to help you understand the expanse of what you're about to visit here in High Point. But let's get into a little bit of the travel planning, and then we'll jump in later on Onsite Resources. If you're like me and you love a good checklist, we've got you here. You can either scan that QR code or visit our website under trip planning, and you can download this checklist right here. It'll walk you through the very first thing, and make sure you do it today. If you haven't done already, is make sure you get registered. That is one thing that we can just take off your plate for when you get here. If you log in and go ahead and register between now and, if you're within the United States, between March 29th, then we're even going to mail your pass to you in advance. And so you get that in the mail. You don't even have to stop at a registration desk when you're here. You can get right into the showrooms. For our international viewers that are tuning in today, that deadline for your pass in the mail is this Friday, March 22nd. So make sure that you're getting logged in, that you're getting registered, that you're calling our team if you're having any issues with that. But go ahead and check that off your list and get registered in advance. And then if you would like this travel planning checklist, visit our website and do it. But like I said, Jessica's going to go through all of these in detail here in the next few minutes. So with that, let me bring Jessica back on, and I'm going to let her go over some trip planning details.
Thanks, Ashley. So at this point, you've gotten registered, and now before you really get into some of the schedule planning that Ashley's going to go over in a little bit, it's time to get some of those big travel planning boxes checked to make sure that you get to High Point in a timely manner, affordable manner, safely manner. So the first thing after you register, our recommendation is to go through our travel concierge. Travel Quest Inc. is somebody that we have had a partnership for a very long time with. They have a dedicated High Point Market team, and customer service is phenomenal. They know that transportation system that Ashley mentioned, as well as the lay of the market land, like the back of their hand. And so the customer service that comes with this is something that really just takes a big load off of your plate, especially if it's your first time here. You don't want to have to worry about if you booked a hotel that's on the shuttle schedule, what restaurants are right around your hotel room, things like that. Travel Quest can plan all of that for you. So it really takes the stress out of planning. And Travel Quest, a lot of people think travel agent equals additional fees for me. That's actually not true. All of Travel Quest's services are complimentary to you, with the exception of airfare and rail. So if they have to book your airline ticket or your railroad ticket, train ticket, if you will, it will be like $25, but everything else is complimentary to the guest. And the customer service, your flight gets canceled, something happens with your hotel room, TravelQuest is there handling that for you. So it really just takes the stress out of everything. But if you'd rather kind of DIY, book everything yourself, maybe you're not ready quite yet to engage with TravelQuest, we do have some options for those folks too. So if you go to our website, our entire hotel listing is there with our online booking tool. So we service, High Point, North Carolina, services. We are a town of 115,000, and twice a year we swell because of High Point Market. We welcome all the visitors, and we welcome around 75,000 additional people to our town. And so High Point doesn't necessarily have the hotels to accommodate that, but neither do our neighboring cities, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Archdale, Thomasville. So we really utilize all of those other cities in order to be able to service everybody. And so if you go to our website in the plan your trip section, you'll see our hotel listing where you can browse through all the different hotels that Market has to offer with our online booking tool. This is really great. All of the hotels that are on that booking tool are serviced with our shuttles, our free complimentary shuttles. So as you're browsing through these hotels, you don't have to sit there and worry about, am I booking one that is going to get me to Market every day? How am I going to do that? You'll be able to handle all of that through using that online booking tool. And the great thing about the online booking tool is also that it is with TravelQuest. It's through TravelQuest. So using that, you can kind of take your own time, browse through some of that, book, and then you still get that customer service that with TravelQuest that you might not get on your own if you're just, booking by yourself. So our website, definitely plan your trip. You're going to hear us say that portion of our website a lot as we go through this whole thing. I would definitely peel through that just to make sure that, you're getting everything, but that plan your trip hotel section is definitely going to be the best. And can we do the next slide? Thank you. Go ahead and do the next one. So you booked your hotel shuttle. Now it's time to probably get your airline tickets sorted out. So definitely check out our plan your trip section of the airport portion. We do offer some discount codes for different airlines and things like that. So to be sure to check that out. But I mentioned that, High Point Market has so many attendees that we have to get some help from some other cities in order to accommodate. That's also true with our airports. So closest to High Point on that map right there, you're going to see a little star. That's High Point. We have a regional airport that's right by us. It's PTI. This airport is great for easy travel. It's a smaller airport, so the flights are a little different, but it's such an easy airport to go in and out of. It's definitely our preferred airport. However, we definitely need the help with Raleigh and Charlotte to be able to get all these flights in, all these people to Market. And so CLT or Charlotte Douglas and RDU, Raleigh Durham, we also service with free airport shuttles. So once you land at your airport, we will get you to High Point Market for free. The hours of operation are right there on the screen. Note that most of our shuttle services, all of our shuttle services will end at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, which is the last day of Market. So all those end at 6 p.m. For Greensboro, because Greensboro is so close to the Market District, there is no shuttle reservations required. So we dispatch shuttles to the Greensboro PTI airport every hour on the hour. For Raleigh and Durham, they're a little farther away. And so we do require reservations for those two shuttles. You can go onto the website right now and make those reservations. Reservations can be made up the day before up until 7 p.m. So if it's the day before you realize you need a shuttle for tomorrow and it's 5 p.m., you can still go online and make those reservations. After that 7 p.m. mark, under 24 hours, you are going to need to call the number, which is at the bottom of the screen there. It's our 336-887-RIDE number. This is to our Transportation Command Center, and you're going to hear me say this phone number a lot. But you're going to call the command center and actually make that reservation over the phone. So you can go to the next slide. Those reservations can be made on our website. It's really important that we make those reservations just because Raleigh and Charlotte are so far away. If we don't have an accurate count on who all we're picking up, we may run out of space on a shuttle. The reservations really allow us to make sure that we're sending the right amount of equipment and nobody is running late to any of their meetings or appointments or anything like that. So the shuttle reservation form is on our website under Plan Your Trip. The schedule, you're going to see it there. So it's on the screen, it's in the top left. It's going to make you select some times. So as you're kind of shopping for your flight, I would also be checking this schedule just to make sure that you're able to actually get to the shuttle in time. When you make your reservation, it's going to ask for your flight number, your cell phone, your email. And this way we monitor the flights as they're coming in. And if, half of the shuttle isn't going to make it because a flight is running late, we're able to monitor that and kind of adjust on site and make sure that we get everybody back. So make sure you're putting that information, the amount of companions, etc. You're going to get an email confirmation after you make that reservation that just recaps everything. You save that email. However, the day before your shuttle reservation, we're going to send you another email and we're actually going to text you. So we're going to send an automated text just trying to get you to confirm, hey, you have a shuttle tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Do you still want to keep that reservation? If you don't reply to that text, your reservation is not canceled. It's just kind of helping us decide whether we have enough equipment or not. So if you don't respond to it, your reservation still stands. But if you're able to confirm or cancel, we greatly appreciate it. And we'll get everybody to High Point on time. So, you kind of booked your hotel and your air ticket and your airport shuttle reservation. That's kind of like the major check boxes that you need to just get here. Now that you have done all that, you can really get into the nitty-gritty of your schedule planning before you make any other kind of transportation arrangements. So Ashley's going to go over how to do all that schedule planning and the tools on our website that help you do so.
Thanks, Jessica. Appreciate that. So we're still in planning mode, but now that you've got all your travel arrangements made and you've registered and that's locked in, the next step in that checklist would be to start working on your market schedule. So our website is very active. We're putting information up there at this point on a daily basis. And so make sure you get into that website. The first thing I would recommend that you do is to create a My Market profile. So you're going to go to Plan Your Trip, and then you go to HPMKT app/MyMarket, and you're going to want to create your own login for My Market. You can use that on your desktop on our website. You'll also be able to use it in the app, and Jessica will talk about the app in just a little bit. But this is really a personalized planning tool for both showrooms and events. So what you can do is, as you're going through the exhibitor directory and you're applying on those filters and you're finding who you want to go see when you're here, you just click that star next to the exhibitor name, and that will add that to your My Market account. Same thing with events. As you're going through, you just hit the star on the ones that you want to attend, and then you've got your personalized list of both showrooms and events that you want to utilize while you're here at Market, and you'll be able to also upload that or log into that on the app and use it on the go as well. So that's definitely my recommendation, that you go ahead and do that. If you end up on our exhibitor profiles and you click that star and you haven't created your My Market yet, it's going to take you over to that My Market page to remind you to create that account so that that one can be saved. So make sure that you do that. Beyond that, we want to make sure that you have a very well-rounded market experience. And so we recommend incorporating into your schedule product. Of course, that's the number one reason people are coming to Market. See the product, see what's new, see what collections are out there. But in addition to product, we also recommend that you build into your Market schedule both education, and networking. So that's going to be part of what I go over here as you're considering how to lay out your schedule. So at first, what to see as you're looking at which showrooms do you want to visit? Where do I want to go? What projects do I need to source for? What in my retail store needs refilling? We have almost 2,000 exhibitors here at Market. And so you're definitely going to want to do some filtering and get down to what you want to see. And so you can see an example here on the screen when you click on exhibitor directory that takes you in there, these filters. So we've got everything from categories to price point to, you can even, if you know, I've got these 3 appointments in the Hamilton Wren neighborhood, and so I want to see others with this of upholstered furniture in Hamilton Wren, you can filter down there as well and start adding there. We've got areas of interest. That would be something like our Antique and Design Center, or the suites at Market Square, where the temporaries would be. Style, if you're looking for something very traditional or contemporary. A lot of filters that you can utilize there to start to drill into what you want to see. And as you get down to those responses that come once you've applied the filters, then you can click into the individual exhibitors and you can pull up their profile. Here's an example with our sponsor for today, Sherrill Furniture Company. This would be, it shows they might have a product image photo. You're going to be able to see their market location, where their showroom is, what shuttle stop they're on. You're going to link to their social media. It's going to have a description. If they have any other showrooms around Market, it's going to be linked there. They have events, they're going to show up here. And then they've even have the opportunity to upload images into their profile. So a lot of information that exhibitors are putting into that profile. Make sure you check that all out. And then if you do have My Market and you add them in there, you can even go in and add specific notes. So if you see, oh, they're launching, Westlake Hall is launching with Bunny Williams. So you go in there and you type in, make sure you see that collection. Things like that you might want to do. We also, if another way on our website, if we want to go to the next slide, if you want to tap into what's new here at Market, or really just look for inspiration. I'm not sure what I want to go see, so I'd love a nice image gallery to look through in terms of new product coming to market. On our website, if you click on products and trends, you're going to see new product picks as well as product and showroom news. This is a great opportunity to just dive into quick views from exhibitors of what some new collections or product items that they are launching within their own showrooms. So I encourage you to look through that. We're also dropping a lot of that on our social. We use programs like our Style Spotters to call some of that out as well. But do a little digging on our website. There's a lot of information out there in terms of product and what you can see while you're here. Once you've decided where you're going to visit or who you want to see in terms of exhibitors, then I encourage you to switch over to what do you want to attend while you're here. We have an immersive, a huge event calendar that's happening. It starts from even before opening day on Friday of Market, starting on Friday, April 12th, all the way through the last day of Market, that Wednesday. There are hundreds of events happening at Market. At any given time, you could have a dozen events to choose from, and those are both educational and social. So take some time, build it into your calendar to attend some events. We have some that are CEUs if you need some continuing education credits. It's a whole lot more events, honestly, that you would be able to tap into at any conference you would attend, and these ones are free. So you might as well take advantage of it. We have beyond educational and social, as you can see on the right side here, we do have a lot of filters that you can apply. If you've heard that a certain speaker is going to be at Market and you can't find their event, you can, in that search bar, start to type their name. If you want to see who might be doing a meet and greet or a book signing, you can filter down by the meet and greet, or, in the evening, what are the networking events, or where's the launch parties. You can get into there. And then even same thing as you could do with the exhibitors if you wanted to go by neighborhood. So I know I'm finishing up an appointment and in one of the neighborhoods at 4 o'clock, and I want to see if there's any events happening. You can go to that day and then that neighborhood and be able to filter down by that. So definitely check out that event calendar, tap into that. want to call out some of our featured events coming up this market. We are very excited about this keynote series. We have 3 incredible sessions coming your way. You can see we've got 2 of them on Saturday at 11 a.m. We are working with Aloy on this incredible panel that is a little bit of a part 2, but also there's some fresh faces in there as well. That one will be really wonderful. And of course, well-known name Martin Lawrence Bullard and Bunny Williams, the legendary Bunny Williams. Of course, on Sunday, we have a really wonderful keynote series. These will all be in the High Point Theater, which is right in the main transportation terminal. So really easy to get to. If any of the shuttles, they all come right into the transportation terminal. So it's going to be easy to find this location. I encourage you to come to one or all of these keynote series. We also have a little bit of fun in the evenings with our concert series. You can see here on Saturday, we have Nick West, sponsored by our Diversity Advocacy Alliance. And then on Sunday, we have the Goo Goo Dolls. Both of those are happening in Center Stage, which is right next to the transportation terminal. You'll see the big stage and where we're starting to set up for that. That's a lot of fun. In the evening, once you've worked all day, tap into these concerts. It's a great opportunity. It's a great event for our attendees looking to have some fun at the end of the day. We also have a lot of tours. You can go to under App Market on our website. You can go to Market Tours and learn about what opportunities are there. For my new buyers that are on the call today, if you have time in your calendar and you've never been here to market before, or even if haven't been in several years, you would still qualify to attend the Insiders Tour. It is a really great opportunity to walk market with a market veteran and really learn how they've done it. So we have on Friday afternoon, we have half-day tours available. On Saturday, we have full-day tours available. If you can set aside that time to join us, the deadline for that is coming up on April 3rd to be part of those. And some of those tours are already full, but I would encourage you to be a part of that Insiders Tour. It's a lot of invaluable information that you'll be able to use when you come back your second time to work market by yourself. We also have hotspot tours, and you can go to the event calendar or our website to learn more about that, but those are 1-hour tours that are product category specific. So it could be hospitality or it could be sustainability. I mean, there's lots of different topics. You'll be able to see what that lineup is for this market. And then of course, look on the event calendar and the market tour section of our website. You'll see there's other tours. There's sometimes other partners, other buildings, third parties that do tours as well. So that's always a great opportunity to tap into new resources or just get to do market with a group if you're, if you're by yourself and you wanted to go in a group setting for some of these showroom visits. Another place I encourage you to visit while you're here is The Point. This is a pop-up structure that we put right in the middle of the street, so it's hard to miss. If you are in the transportation terminal and looking forward towards the white building called Showplace, look to your left and you're going to see just 1 block down, you're going to see The Point. And you can see an exterior image right here so you know what porch you're looking for. This is a great space for new buyers to come and access our staff that has lots of information for you in terms of if you had questions about how to use the exhibitor filters or you wanted a tutorial on the app. This is a great place to come do it. We've got highly trained staff here that can help with that. We also have lots of events there, so roundtables, things that you can do. And specifically on Friday for our new buyers, we do have a new buyer mixer at 2 o'clock on Friday, and that will be immediately followed by a new buyer panel at 3 o'clock. So I encourage you to tap into that. We've got Tammy Ramsey, Kristen Nye Nicholas, and Gary Inman lined up for that Friday 3 o'clock panel. They'll have a lot of great information on how they work market because they've done it a lot. So. Another program that I'm really excited is returning. This is something we did for the first time in last fall, and we're bringing it back again. It's a focus on our antiques exhibitors here at Market. And for Friday only, we're going to have vintage vibes. Because here's one tip. If you want to do antiques that you're here, do it the very first thing that when you get here, because of course those are one-of-a-kind pieces and they sell quickly. So on Friday of Market, you can tap into this vintage vibes program. You can visit our website and you'll be able to get this vendor list and this vendor map. We also, from 3 to 6 on Friday, will have a specific dedicated shuttle for if visiting these antique vendors only. So you've got that phone number right there. It'll be going up on our website, and you can just give them a call and they will come pick you up wherever you are in the market district and take you to whichever vendor on this list that you would like to do. So that's always a fun thing if you're into antiques. Of course, another way to stay up to speed on all the happenings at market, everything that's going on. We try to do a lot of Instagram lives and give you tips and just get attendee insights onto our social channels. Please be sure to follow us. Whatever social media channels you choose to use, go ahead and look for High Point Market on there and follow us. Here's everywhere that you can find us. And then I also encourage you on Instagram to make sure that you're following the HPMKT hashtag, also using the HPMKT hashtag. A lot of our attendees will start to use that as well when they're here at market. And so that's always fun to see where they're going and what they're seeing and what then is inspiring them while they're here. But speakers that are coming up at market, they'll start using that hashtag. And it's a great way outside of our channels to be also hear what's coming up for market. So now that you have your trip planned, let's transition to some on-site resources. Jessica, I'm going to bring you back on to go over that once they're here.
Thanks, Ashley. Okay, so you've registered now. You have booked your flight, you've booked your hotel, and you've finally dived through the very robust list of exhibitors, list of events. So you kind of have a better idea of when you're going to be coming and going at High Point Market. So now it's time to look at the rest of our on-site resources to really utilize those to get you around. So when I talked about that online booking tool for hotels, I mentioned that we service approximately anywhere between 90 to 100 hotels in our region that High Point is located in. It depends on the market. Our hotel listing does change every single market. So, we might remove a hotel, we might add 3 more. So definitely always take a look at that every single cycle. But we service Greensboro, Winston, Kernersville, Archdale with our hotel shuttles. So if you booked a shuttle on that list, like we advised, we service that with a free shuttle where there's 3 runs daily every morning during market. So there's 3 opportunities to get to High Point for free. Your schedule depending, and then we're going to take you, there's going to be 3 runs in the evening. So we don't have any in the afternoon. But we have 3 in the morning and 3 every evening to be able to get you to and from High Point. Go to the next slide. If you drove in or maybe rented a car, if you are looking into car rental options, I suggest checking out our Plan Your Trip page right where those, it's the same page that those airline discount codes are also car rental discount codes. So if you need to rent a car, I would check those discount codes out. Once you've either rented or drove your own car in, we do have 2 park and ride options. Because the downtown is so just a huge influx of people, finding parking down here can be very challenging. So don't mess around with that. Pull up to one of our park and ride lots. It's extremely easy. Shuttles are taking people from these lots to the transportation terminal continuously throughout the day, just continuous loops. So we have 2, one that's on the northern end of town. It's at the Oak Hollow Mall. That's the GPS address right there. That will open Friday, April 12th. And then we also have one on the south end of town, Market Center Drive area. That address is also right there, that GPS address. That park and ride, the south one, opens on Thursday. So if you're going to be here as early as on Thursday, that's definitely the lot to go to. We offer accessible parking at both lots. However, we do strongly recommend, if you have any accessibility needs, to go to that Oak Hollow Mall location, just because that lot is paved. So it's going to be a better experience for anybody that needs like a wheelchair or any kind of other alternate modes. You can call that number 336-887-RIDE. I mentioned I was going to say it a lot. Once you get to that Oak Hollow Mall parking lot, and a handicap accessible vehicle will get dispatched to you. So those parking lots are definitely the way to go. Hours of operation are on our website as well. Go to the next slide. Then once you're downtown, we have our downtown showroom shuttles. So, Ashley mentioned that we're the second largest transportation system in the state. This is our version of downtown transit. So this is a continuous loop that takes you north of the Market District with the red line and the south end of the Market District with the green line. So there's 29 stops total to help you get around that 201 football fields worth of product. It's continuous all day long throughout market, ending at around 8 o'clock each day, 6 o'clock on the last day. We are going to have some new equipment. So if you're on this webinar and you've been to market once or twice, you see that picture of the bus at the bottom. Those are our typical buses. We're actually getting some new equipment this time. So the buses are going to look a little different, but you see on the side there that it says red line. The green line will say green line on the side. Just look for that. And if you're at shuttle stop 1, you're in the right place and you're going to find the shuttle easy, especially with the staff that we have around in blue shirts within our transportation terminal ready to assist everybody. So yeah, new equipment. That'll be fun to look out for. You can go to the next slide. Our Go Anywhere shuttle. So we mentioned we have airport shuttles, we have hotel shuttles, we have park and ride, and we have a downtown transit to take you all around to those different showrooms and events that you planned out and saved to your My Market plan. The Go Anywhere shuttle is really meant to take care of anything else that is not already covered by an existing service. So if it's in the middle of the day and you need to go to CVS or maybe run to a local restaurant while you wait on your hotel shuttle, you have 2 hours to burn, and you want to grab a bite to eat. The Go Anywhere shuttle is a great resource. It will take you anywhere within a 6-mile radius of the transportation terminal that is not already serviced by an existing shuttle. So this kind of fills in all those gaps that might not be already covered. 336-887-RIDE, you can call and get one dispatched to you. You also shuttle stop 1, when we open the map in a second, I'll point those out. But shuttle stop 1 and shuttle stop 14 are also dispatch locations where you can get one reserved for you. So next slide. Lay of the land. 201 football fields worth of product, 13 city blocks. And they are not categorically organized. So, Market has so much product and it is so big, which is definitely one of our strengths here at High Point, but it can be very overwhelming if you don't have a really good firm grasp of the lay of the land. So the map that you're seeing right here, this is the map that's within our map and transportation guide. Once you get dropped off at High Point, you're going to get dropped off in what we call the transportation terminal. I've already referenced it once. Lindsay's moving her mouse right there to where it is. Thank you, Lindsay. There's an info booth that's right in that transportation terminal. If you're confused about any of this, or you want to grab one of these map and transportation guides, you'll be able to walk up to that info booth and get one. So don't feel like you have to memorize all of this by any means. But so I mentioned it's not categorically organized. You'll see that the map is color coded. We did split Market up into 7 neighborhoods, and this was really to help guests geographically digest Market in an easier way, kind of categorize it the best that we can. And so, Ashley mentioned the exhibitor filters and the event filters. All of those have the neighborhood filters as well. So you could say you're at Cheryl at Fred Alexander, and you just had a great time at that showroom and you want to see what else is nearby. You can go into our exhibitor listing, event listing, even our food page, which we'll go over in a little bit, and filter by the neighborhood that they're in, which is Hamilton Wren North. And you can see what else is within walking distance of you, what else is in that neighborhood. So that's really another way you can organize your day. So we have our neighborhoods. You'll see bars and breweries on the map. You'll see food locations. Those are indicated with a little drink glass or a fork and a knife. These are places within the Market District that there is food for you guys to enjoy. There's tons of other food options outside of the Market District, but we wanted to highlight those for you here. There's also industry resources. You'll see those indicated with an IR. For industry resource. These are things that are not showrooms per se, Although Shop Object is on this list, and they're definitely a group of popular showrooms. They are industry resources, things of special interest that might enhance your business in some way, but aren't a traditional showroom. So like the Bean and Stock Furniture Library, that's not a showroom where you can go buy product, but it's certainly a resource for you and your business. The Home Furnishings Hall of Fame, not a showroom, but something that could, be of interest to you. So there's those things, those are fun. Probably one of the more important things on the map is our market medical unit. This is right outside the transportation terminal. Thank you, Lindsay. This is a completely free service to you. It's kind of like our market first aid, essentially. So it's a medical unit that we park there, and it's staffed with registered nurses and medical staff on site. So if you fall, maybe you have a headache, allergies, anything like that, they can take care of you at that market medical unit. If you are having a heart attack, please call 911. But any minor medical needs, that they've definitely got you there. Our information centers, you'll see those kind of throughout the map, located or indicated with an I. Those are our info booths that are outside of the buildings. That staff, just like the transportation terminal staff, are wearing blue shirts. They're here to help you. They have maps. You can ask them questions. They'll help you troubleshoot the app to the best of their ability. They're just really there as a resource for you. So all of those information centers, you'll also notice that there's a lightning bolt next to all of them. They all have portable chargers for you'd be able to take and charge your phone. So you can go to those info booths, grab one. They'll ask that you return them at the end of the day, but you can take them and walk around market with them to charge your phone, things like that. Scooter rental. Scooter rental is right in that transportation terminal. It's a little hard to see on that map, but Lindsay's got it with the arrow there. The scooter rental is for anybody, if you need accessibility services. We just got you from Park and Ride into the terminal. There's where you can rent a scooter. So reservations are encouraged for that, and the information to be able to make those reservations is on our website. Center Stage and the High Point Theater. So Ashley mentioned those. Our concerts happen in that center stage area. When you get off the bus in the transportation terminal, you're going to see the parking lot with all the tents and the large stage, just like she mentioned. The High Point Theater is where those keynote events are, but it's also our media link. So if you're a member of the press, you would go there to register. Or I know we have a few international buyers today on the webinar. That's our International Buyer Center within the High Point Theater too. So the International Buyer Center is a great resource for international travelers. You'll need to register in that space. So if you're doing on-site registration, or maybe you registered ahead of time, but you need your pass reprinted, you're going to go there to the International Buyer Center. There's complimentary lunch and breakfast in that space every day, money exchange, translation services. It's really a home away from home for our international buyers. Lee Allen manages that space for us, and he also is with Travel Quest Inc. So that travel concierge and the international buyer service really makes for like a full circle experience for anybody that's traveling from outside the US. So we find that people really enjoy that. Registration locations. You'll see little things all over the map. I think we have like 13 to 14 registration locations. Because we're so large, we find that we have to do that. You might not start your market out of the transportation terminal. There's not one specific way with a show this big that we need to register you. So we have them throughout the market district, so you can pick whichever one's convenient to you, and that plan that you made leading up to market, you can decide which ones works best for you. The point on commerce, Ashley talked about this briefly, and I'm going to talk about it again here in a little bit, but that's on Commerce Avenue. Ashley mentioned that it was right outside that transportation terminal. This is going to be a space where, maybe the info booth could only help you so much. The point is where you could really sit down and get a little bit more one-on-one help if you need. Sometimes the info booths can be very fast paced. There's a lot of people walking around, and you might just need a little bit more guidance. The point is a great place to do that. So we'll go over that more in a little bit, but that's where that is. And then I will also say, those info booths I mentioned with the eyes, those are our staff that are outside the showrooms, but tons of other buildings have information staff in their buildings that are knowledgeable about their buildings. So if you get lost at any point, you can look for a staff member in a blue shirt. And a lot of times what we'll try to do is at least get you to the building with a space number or an address. And then there's really knowledgeable staff within the buildings oftentimes that can really help you navigate like floor plans and different things like that. So I think that's a really good lay of the land. It's obviously very large. And we encourage anybody to do a little research on the map before you go. But again, there's staff everywhere once you get here to help. This map currently can be found on our website if you wanted to sit down with it, print it out, and take a look. I will say currently it's the fall 23 map that is online. We just finalized the spring 24 map. And so that should be on the website within the next week or two. But most of these buildings, with the exception of a few exhibitor names, IHFC, the building is not going anywhere. So for the most part, the map is still pretty accurate if you wanted to at least, familiarize yourself with it a little bit more. Thank you, Lindsay. The point, I mentioned we were going to talk more about this. The point is that pop-up structure that we pointed to, so we have daily panels. Every day we have 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. panels, roundtables within this space. This is industry education. So the idea behind the point is really to be a genius bar, but for market. So you can go there to get all of your answers. I can tell you how to navigate market all day, but I can't necessarily give that designer perspective on how to enhance your business or what to be looking for at different exhibitors and how to shop. And so that's really what these educational panels are designed for, is to kind of give you another level of knowledge about how to utilize market to better your business. So that event schedule can be found online. 10 a.m., 2 p.m. every single day of market. We have some great stuff going on in there. I mentioned that you can get market advisor assistance if you needed a little bit more one-on-one help. We have market advisors that staff this space that are really trained on how to navigate, but also how to work the app, which we'll talk about in a second. They can sit down with you, spread that map out, talk about what you're looking for, show you how to use those filters on the website and within the app to really narrow that down and kind of help you come up with a little bit more of a game plan. So definitely, if you have any question, no matter how big or how small, stop by the point and talk to a market advisor. If they don't know the answer, they will find it for you. So great resource there. New buyers, specifically for you guys, new buyer networking is on Friday at 2 p.m. And then right after the new buyer networking on Friday, this is Friday, April 12th, we're going to have this Market 101 panel. So kind of goes along with this webinar. You're going to hear a panel of industry experts kind of talk about how they navigate market, tips and tricks. And things like that. So we do that on Friday, which is the day before opening day. So that way you can kind of take all that knowledge and hit the ground running on Saturday. Hours of operation at the point are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. starting on Friday, April 12th, and then going all the way through market. On Wednesday, which is the last day, April 17th, we do close around noon, but you can still stop in and ask questions, things like that. So, and then we also serve lunch out of this space. Blooming Board is a great local vendor here in High Point. They do super cute sandwiches, salads, and mini charcuterie trays. And so you can go in and buy lunch any day. And then if you stop by some of those 10 a.m. panels, some of them include a sponsored lunch by Blooming Board. So if you need a break one day and you just want to charge your phone real quick and grab a bite to eat at the Blooming Board, this is a great place to also just come sit and relax. So definitely check that out. And then the High Point Market app kind of brings it all home. So Ashley mentioned the My Market plan that you're going to go on your desktop perhaps and create. You're going to favorite your exhibitors, your events, things like that by adding them to your plan. And then you're going to download our High Point Market app. So it's available in the App Store and Google Play. If you download it today, it's actually, we're doing some pretty cool design updates. So our dev team is working hard on that right now. But if about a week out you download the app, we should be in a good spot and it'll be finished before you get to market. And it takes all those things that you just planned and puts it on your phone. And so there's tons of things to do in the app. You can filter, you can explore, you can look up your already saved things, you can find new exhibitors and events. You can map. So if you saved Cheryl on Fred Alexander to your My Market plan while you were planning on your desktop, then once you get off the bus in the transportation terminal, you can bring Cheryl up in the app. You can blue dot navigate to it. Maybe Cheryl's within walking distance. Maybe it's your first day and you're still feeling great about walking 201 football fields. So you decide to walk to Cheryl. It'll blue dot navigate you. Maybe on the third day, you're not feeling the walking so much. It'll tell you what shuttle stop to get on the red line and take shuttle stop 18 to Cheryl. And then it can show you what's around. What else is around. It's just a great resource. So we definitely encourage you guys to download this. A lot of times when our info staff answers questions, they're going to be answering the questions for you with the app in their hand, kind of showing you where those things live in the app. So this is a great resource for our guests that we put a lot of work into. We definitely want to hear your feedback about it too. If you have issues with the app, something's going wrong, things like that, you can always stop by that point structure that we just talked about. Tell one of the market advisors in there. If you're confused about the app, you can stop in there to get some help from them. So definitely download that so that way all those saved plans that you did are mobile with you. And then next is food. Everyone needs to eat. One of our probably most common asked questions at market is where can I get something to eat? So this is our market dining page. That QR code at the bottom there is you can scan that. That map and transportation guide I mentioned that you can stop at any info booth and get. This QR code is in there too. We try to put this QR code all over the place, but this takes you to our online dining page. So just like the events and the exhibitor listing, there's lots of filters here so you can sort down exactly where you want or what you want to eat. There's lots of food trucks at market parked outside of buildings. So there's a food truck category. Market eats category is if you're looking for things within the market district to eat. So maybe it's not a food truck, maybe it's within the IHFC building, in a food court, etc. You can find it in there by neighborhood. Again, maybe you're at Cheryl and you had some great hors d'oeuvres, but now you want a little something more to eat. You can look in the Hamilton Wren North neighborhood to see what food is nearby. Local Eats is in the High Point area or Greensboro or Winston. Maybe you're staying in Winston-Salem and you want to see what there is to eat around your hotel. You can find it in that area. And then we also have specialty diet. There's lots of specialty diet options at market and around market, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, etc. You can find those options there as well. So this is a great resource if you're just trying to find a bite to eat, whatever's closest to you, or plan something a little bit nicer. If you're going to do local restaurants, near your hotel, etc., we strongly recommend reservations. I mentioned that 75,000 of our closest friends come to town twice a year. And so sometimes, there can be waits outside of local restaurants. So we do encourage reservations for things like that. But yep. And that's all I have. Ashley's going to go over some insider tips. So again, we navigate market all day. We plan it, we're in it, but sometimes it's nice to hear from an industry professional how they work market. So we're going to go over some of those.
Thanks, Jessica. I appreciate it. We've given you a lot of information, but we also went one step further to do some homework and ask attendees who have done this multiple times, what is their best advice to somebody who's still trying to figure out market or new to market. So we're just going to go over some of these insider tips and then we'll get into our Q&A. Kelly Collier-Clark from Pennsylvania lays out here very simply, her top 3 musts for attending is download the app. We've talked about that. Wear comfy shoes. We've talked about that. And create an agenda ahead of time. for any panel or events that interest you. All great advice. But then I really love on the flip side of that, what Stacy Garcia tells. Of course, they're all going to say, be prepared to walk a lot of miles, sneakers, that's in fashion now, so you wear lots of cute sneakers. But she also gives some really great advice to not completely overschedule your trip. Don't schedule every minute of your trip. And we haven't touched on that yet, but that is really great advice. Yes, make a schedule. Yes, be prepared, but also plan some exploration into your travel. Stay an extra day or a half day and just give yourself some time to explore. That's also really great advice from Stacy. Who else do we have next? We have Cheryl Luckett. She says High Point Market is so many things, and we've talked through a lot of that, and not only having product, but then also the education and tons of networking. But her advice, and I really love what she says here, is get clear about what you need market to be for you based on where you are in your business. And so you need to ask you the question, what do you want to get out of the trip? And make sure that you're scheduling that way so that you feel like it's been productive for your cost and for your time to be here. Rachel Moriarty echoes what Stacy Garcia said. She said, don't be super rigid with your schedule, although hear me in the background that I am saying you should plan and schedule, but make sure that you leave a little room. I like she says it, leave a little room for serendipity. And you never know what can come out of that. So that's great advice from Rachel. On the next slide, we have Jeannie Chung, one of our Insiders tour guides. She's definitely knows a lot about market and is always happy to share. She, of course, knows what you're going to do when you get here. You're going to pull out your phone. You're going to take lots of pictures. But in order to make sure you remember where that product was when you're walking into the showroom, take a picture of their sign. When you walk out of that showroom, take a picture of their sign. And then you have this nice book-ended image gallery of all the pictures that you took within that showroom, and you don't have to ask the question, where did I see that product? You can also, if you have an iPhone too, when you take the picture, you can swipe up and then add some notes in there. I highly recommend you doing that. That's great advice from Jeannie. She also uses the Notes app. And so you can also do that in My Market. Lots of ways to just on site, make sure you're taking down what you're thinking and the information you need to know, because you will not remember all of it by the time you get back to your office. You're going to have what we call market brain. And then Elizabeth Scruggs here has some great advice. She says, schedule by neighborhood. And, we've now talked about the market district, 13 city blocks. And the last thing that you want to be doing, even though we do have a great shuttle system, is to not plan based on the map and be ping-ponging all around the district. So she says, schedule all your appointments each day by the neighborhood or by the building. And so that just makes it a more efficient route for you. It's something that when her first time at market, it just didn't even occur to her. And then when she got here, she was like, oh, that is definitely what I'm going to do next time. So you don't have to make that same mistake. You've already got that tip right in front of you. We do have some great questions in our Q&A, but before we get to that, I want to pause for a minute and circle back to our sponsor, Cheryl, if we can play this video, and then we're going to jump into your Q&A.
Hello, my name is Selena Brown. My father Brian and I represent the Shuttle Furniture brand. So we're excited to invite you to the Cheryl Showroom this April market to see all the new fabric and frame introductions the Cheryl brands have to offer. Make sure to scan the QR code on the next page to see all the events Cheryl will be hosting, as well as market specials for new accounts to place their opening order during their first showroom visit. You won't want to miss this. Our doors will open at 8 a.m. on Thursday, April 11th at 315 Fred Alexander Place, shuttle stop 18 on the Red Line in the Hamilton Red Design District. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Thank you to the Cheryl team for putting that together. You can see they have an impressive family of brands. Make sure you visit them at Market. We certainly appreciate their support and are excited for all the events and product that they're going to be displaying at Market. Let's take, I know we are at 2:59, but we had some really great questions in here. So if you can stick with us for a minute, we're going to go over these. And good, Jessica, you are back, so that's good. I want to start with Rebecca and her question. I left this one to answer it live because it does get confusing for those not familiar with High Point Market, but she says, so High Point opens on Friday, April 12th. I thought it was the 13th. And this is something that I do want to clarify. Our official market dates are Saturday through Wednesday. For spring market this year, that's April 13th through the 17th. However, think of Friday, the day before the official opening day of market, as a preview day. So we, just because of the way the attendance patterns go, I don't know of a single building that is not open on Friday. Even our temporaries in the Suites of Market Square are now opening on that Friday. And we have all of our services up and running. The event calendar does start that Friday. So if you want to get in early, particularly if you're shopping antiques or if that just works better with your schedule, you can attend on Friday. We just don't move the opening date because then what would happen is people then start coming on Thursday if we bumped it to Friday. So that's more than you need to know. But yes, you can come the day before. Think of it as a preview day. Jessica, I want to throw the next one your way. I thought this was good for everybody listening in to hear, but if they want to use the park and ride shuttles, how much time should they allow to get from that park and ride onto the shuttle and into the terminal?
That's a great question. So there is no schedule for those park and ride shuttles. Starting at like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. They're operating to and from the transportation terminal nonstop. So there's no published schedule for that, just an hours of operation for the schedule, an hours of operation for the lots. They run till about 10:30 at night. Oak Hollow is a little farther away from the downtown than that South Park and Ride one is. South Park and Ride, I would say once the bus is there in front of you, I would allow for 15 minutes. Oak Hollow, more like 20 to 25 minutes. You know, you have to factor in traffic and everything like that. I'm always a cautious planner, so when I hear that, I'm like, oh, I'll just do 30 minutes just to play it safe. That way, if the bus is running late, there's an accident on the road, and so your bus is a little bit delayed, you're not necessarily like missing appointments. But that's just because I'm cautious like that. But 15-ish for South Park and Ride, 20 to 25 for North Park and Ride.
Thanks, Jessica. Appreciate that. Stephanie, you asked a great question in here, and I've heard several attendees reference this before, especially on other new buyer panels that we do. Stephanie asked, do you recommend bringing a rolling bag, assuming vendors are giving out catalogs? That is really up to you. You will see a lot of rolling bags here at Market, but you know you're putting in several days worth of lots of steps. And so if you don't want to carry that, one piece of advice that I've heard a lot is when they try to give you those larger catalogs, you can ask the showroom if they have it available digitally or if they can ship it to you. And if they want to get it into your hands, then they probably have something in place where they can just ship it to you and get it to you afterwards. So that's something to consider. I do know several designers bring lots of rolling bags, but that's really up to you how much you want to lug around. I'm also going to jump into Kara's, and then Jessica, we're going to give you that next question. But Kara says, what are your thoughts on working your way through a building from bottom to top, and which building would you recommend? It is a lot to see at Market. I definitely see those people. We talked about leaving room to explore. And I know some folks will find a building, they'll start at the very top and just kind of work their way down. The thing you have to remember is that these buildings are very large. And so even if you start at the top and start working your way down, you're probably not even going to get completely through that building, much less being able to do that to too many buildings. But Kara, I like where you're going with it, that you should leave room for exploration. We also have a lot of really great showrooms that are not in those multi-tenant buildings. So if you want to explore and see what's out there, another great opportunity I recommend that you is just hop on our Red Line. and just ride that whole loop till you get back to the terminal. You'll get to hear where other people are stopping off. You're going to get to hear at which stop are there some showrooms that you might be familiar with but haven't visited. But once you hop off the red line, then go ride the green line. And then you've really seen the full expanse of the full market district, and then you'll know what you want to go back to. That's another way to explore the district. Jessica, I'm going to pass it over to you for Patricia's question.
Yes, so Patricia asked, are shuttles offered from airports to Airbnb locations? So they are not. If straight from the airport to an Airbnb, you would need to like Uber, ride, Lyft, rent a car, etc. What shuttle, Jennifer asked, what shuttle do you recommend if you're based in Greensboro? How long should we allow to get from Greensboro to Market Center? So if you're in Greensboro, the only shuttle we offer to get you to Market is going to be any hotel shuttles that are in Greensboro. So if you're staying at a Greensboro hotel, make sure that we recommend that shuttle. So make sure you're checking within your hotel lobby. In addition to on the website and the map, within your hotel lobby, there's going to be a sign that tells you what the hotel shuttle schedule is for that particular hotel. So check that. If you're at the Greensboro Airport, we will also get you to the transportation terminal from the Greensboro Airport. That shuttle is the Greensboro Airport one is no reservations required, and it leaves every hour on the hour. And anywhere from Greensboro to High Point, I would roughly plan for 30 minutes. Just depending on what part of Greensboro you're coming from, what the traffic's like. Greensboro's a pretty big city, relatively speaking. So, let's see, what else? Nadia asked if it's possible to rent a bike or a scooter. Not at this time. So we have had scooter rentals available before, like electric scooters. We do not currently. The usage just wasn't enough to justify the cost. But if you have mobility issues, we certainly have those kinds of scooters available for rent. We have another question. Are lockers available? They are not. I see, Ashley, you were going to answer that one. There is luggage check, bag check in several buildings. IHFC on the second floor. And again, you can ask an info booth this. You don't have to remember this, but also in Market Square by Shop Object, there's another luggage check. Sometimes those do fill up as you get later in the day, but there are some luggage check options for sure. And then Ashley, I may need your help with this one. I've registered online. I'm an international buyer. I don't remember that mail date that you just said, but if you did miss that mailing deadline, you would go to the International Buyer Center to get a new pass printed. It's right there in the transportation terminal. As soon as you get off a bus, you'll see some signage for it. But Ashley, what was that date again?
Yeah, Rebecca, we do mail international passes except for China up until this Friday, March 22nd. Even if that pass doesn't get to you or somehow it gets lost on your travels here, as Jessica mentioned, you can get that reprinted at the International Buyer Center. Everyone that registers is going to get in their email, they're going to get a QR code. Make sure that you bring that. You can either save it to your Apple Wallet, you can save the email in your phone, and that's a quick way. We have lots of scan and go stations around Market. So if you did need to get a badge reprint or even your first badge printed, you can do that, those scan and go locations, and that's much quicker. It's more efficient. Even in the heaviest trafficked days, we have a scan and go counter right there in the transportation terminal. You walk up, hold your phone up to it, boop, we scan the QR code and it prints out and you're on your way. So make sure that you utilize those resources, and that is for international or domestic guests. The scan and goes quickest way to get through the reg line on site.
And then we got Christine asked if there are shuttles from hotels to Market. The answer is yes. There's over 90. So check our website out for those schedules. And if anybody on any question needs more help outside of what this webinar offered, you can certainly call our main line 336-869-1000, and Market advisors can help you look up your hotel to make sure it's on the schedule, things like that. Leslie was late to the Zoom, no worries. Is there available somewhere a list of all the temporary vendors? Great question, Leslie. So High Point Market is a little unique. We're very large and most of our showrooms are permanent. But we do have several areas for temporary exhibitors for sure. The biggest being our Suites at Market Square location. So that building has over 300 temporary exhibitors in it at any given time. So if you went to our website, looked at the exhibitor listing and filtered down by building and selected Suites at Market Square, all of those exhibitors are if most of them, if not all, are going to be very likely to be temporaries. Not necessarily temporaries, but a great space to explore that's similar to the temporary kind of setup is our inner hall location, which is on the first floor of IHFC. It's a big loop of really cool, trendy exhibitors, and it's very booth style. Many of those exhibitors have permanent locations somewhere else in market, but you can get a little taste of them at inner hall. So I would also suggest that if you're kind of looking for a temporary kind of walkthrough experience, if you will.
Thanks, Jessica. We'll do this last question and wrap it up. The question is, do we need to bring lanyards for our passes? If you want to, if you have a preferred lanyard that you want to use, you absolutely can do that. But most buildings and info booths are going to have lanyards so you can use. So just bring that pass that comes in the pink envelope and we will be able to get you a lanyard on site. That will not be a problem. So great questions. If you have any more, Lindsay, if you'll flip to that last slide, you can see you're welcome to call our team. You can also shoot us an email, info@highpointmarket.org. If you want to send this recording today to someone else who needs to hear it, or if you need to refresh in a few days, we are going to upload this to our YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/highpointmarket and access the recording there. Let me do one more poll before we sign off. We're going to throw it up there. We asked you when you registered how confident you felt, how prepared did you feel to work market on a scale of 1 to 5. If you don't mind jumping in there and just letting us know, did this help you feel more prepared to work market? We'll give you just a second or two to answer that. I hope it has helped. And then, of course, continue to follow up with us as you have questions. We want to make sure that you are the most prepared as possible when you get here. And then you'll be able to just enjoy the time that you're here. Lindsay, if you want to go ahead and throw that up. Hopefully we've got a lot of positive answers. That's awesome. So a lot of people feeling prepared. A lot of people still maybe have questions. So certainly tune in and to our team, email, website, lots of details out there, and also our phone if you need that. So thank you for joining us today. We're glad to have you here. Thanks for sticking with us, even though we went a little bit over time, but no surprising there because we had a lot of information to share with you. Jessica, thank you for joining me as the co-host, and Lindsay for all your work in the background. We hope to see you in April, just a few weeks away. Take care. Bye.